important system in your body, which is the circulatory system. Which basically, when you say circulatory, it involves the heart. Well, I'm talking about some numbers which are very important in your life. Number one is your blood pressure. You have to keep them down. 120/80. Blood pressure. The other number that is very important is your sugar number. And you ask me, is that related to circulatory? Of course. It's related to how the blood is flowing within your body. And I'll show you now how spirulina is going to help you. Making sure that your blood is able to transport the nutrients to all the vital organs, not only your heart. But let's concentrate first on the heart. How we're going to help it with spirulina. Every time you take spirulina, there is one amino acid here which is very important. In fact, 2 Nobel prizes have been given to those people, to the scientists who have studied this. It is called arginine. And it is very related to a certain gas that's released every time you're taking spirulina. Every time you take L-arginine from spirulina, this gas is released within a millisecond, and all your blood vessels open up within the first minute or so. That's beautiful because lahat po ng bara, lahat na nagbabara doon, bukas, and blood flow is continuing, and your machine, your body, is able to function properly. Very important, nitric oxide. Nobel Prize winners, Linus Pauling and Dr. Ignaro, were given Nobel Prizes for the discovery of nitric oxide. In fact, they're giving out arginine tablets. But go to the real source, go to spirulina. Now, the second most important factor, the question why spirulina is a natural blood thinner. When you take spirulina, your blood is thinned. When you have high blood pressure, there are only 2 causes. Number 1, your blood is thick. Number 2, your vessels, your arteries are hardening. Now, spirulina takes care of both. Being a natural blood thinner, it keeps your blood thin. Remember, when your blood is thin, it's able to pass through the little veins smoothly. The second, when your arteries are strong because of the proteins of spirulina, they are pliable. They remain soft and pliable. Just imagine a tube of plastic. Once it hardens, what happens? The flow of blood is very fast. At puputok po yan sa dulo. Ganyan din po ang mga ating blood vessels at arteries. So the idea is to keep the vessels pliable for as long as possible with the proteins, with the nutrition of spirulina. The second is to keep it thin. The main vitamin that spirulina has, and it's also in another product which I will discuss later, is vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 can be taken from vegetables, but mainly from spirulina. Vitamin K1 is the one that coagulates your blood. Vitamin K2 is the one that makes sure that your blood is thin. Why is everybody taking blood thinners? Don't you know why they're taking blood thinners? Because their blood is getting thicker and thicker. Your blood starts to thicken at the age of 21 and after. There are people I know who are 26, 27 years old, meron po silang high blood pressure. Paano nangyari yun? Hindi na alagaan, wala silang nutrition, hindi sila nag-thin ng blood. So makapal na kagad yung dugo nila. Pag mas malapot ang dugo, mas mahirap ang daloy and mas madaling magpareha. Napakasimple po ng blood pressure. Napakasimple po how to maintain your heart healthy. Now, spirulina has all those nutrients that make sure that your blood is thin, that make sure that your vessels are strong, that make sure that the protein that your heart is pumping up to beat strong. Hindi po nakukuha sa exercise yan. So exercise is important. I'm not saying that it's not important. It's important. Pero it's also very dangerous if you have a blood clot. Pag biglang nag-rush yung blood dyan at may para dyan dahil makapal ang dugo mo, dahil hindi mo natanggal yung mga residue na yan at mahina yung blood vessels mo, magkakaroon ka ng stroke. Pwede pumutok yan sa ulo mo. That is called a stroke. Pwede ka magka-heart attack, etc. Now, I'm going to talk to you about another product of the naturals, which is a spirozyme C, which will benefit your circulatory system. Remember, spirulina is the whole food. You cannot patent spirulina. It's like patenting a banana. or patenting soya beans or whatever. You cannot. But here, we have a patented blend, which means we added spirulina to another enzyme. Another enzyme was added to this product, and it's called nattokinase. Let me repeat that. It sounds Japanese, doesn't it? It really is Japanese. It's nattokinase. Now, nattokinase has been around, guess what? For 1,000 years. It is found in a fermented type of soya bean, and it is taken by the Japanese, and they have been taking it for over 1,000 years. Now, you cannot argue with me who are the healthiest and the longest lived people in the world. And these are the Japanese. And you ask them, it's their number one secret for longevity. It's called nattokinase. Now, nattokinase is an enzyme. If you see that food, they put it on rice, and when you lift it, there's sort of like a saliva stream. That's the one that makes sure that your blood is thin. It prevents fibrinolytic. It's a fibrinolytic. The fibrins from attaching to each other, at the same time causing hardening of the arteries. Nattokinase.org said, with 100 milligrams of nattokinase every day, within a week or so, your blood pressure will go down immediately. We have had, Sir DL had a client from Belgium. His leg was blue. Blue because he was up for a triple heart bypass operation. And guess what? He sent about 4 boxes of this to him. And within a month, his legs were normal, and he canceled his heart bypass operation. What is this all about? When you go to Europe, when you go to Ireland, when you go to Japan, there's nobody having bypasses. Angioplasties are a thing of the past. Very dangerous. How do you know that your only blockage is in the heart? There are 70 miles of veins in your body and arteries. I know somebody, the father of my classmate. First he was operated on the heart, and after a week, more blockages. Guess where his bypass was done? It was done on his leg. And he was laying flat on his belly, and the operation, the bypass was in his leg. The blockage was there on the leg. So how do you know? Let nature take care of you. You have spirulina, you have psilocybin C. Say goodbye to heart disease. Say goodbye to heart center. This is the only thing you need. These two. Healthy heart, healthy sugar. Now let me talk quickly about diabetes. Vitamin K2 is very, very important for diabetics. Remember, vitamin K2 is both in spirulina and in psilocybin C. But more on nattokinase. Why is vitamin K2 very important for diabetics? When the blood is thick, the flow of blood to the organs and the supply of nutrients is greatly hampered. Don't you notice some diabetics, they have to have their legs amputated, they get blind? Why? Because there is no more supply of the blood to those organs. It's all common sense. Keep your blood thin, make sure that vitamin K2 is used. The other thing about vitamin K2, which is very important in these two products of VA Naturals, it makes sure that calcium is not deposited to your arteries. When calcium, you say, well, a little bit is important. When it's deposited to your arteries, you have what we call calcification. When they operate, when there is an autopsy done on dead people who have heart attacks, they open their heart and their arteries, there is chalk. A chalk-like thing, which is calcification. It is hard, white chalk in your bloodstream. Because, let's put it this way, vitamin D, calcium, the sun. Let us call vitamin K2 the policeman. The policeman is in the intersection. Pag tumating ang calcium, sasabihin ng vitamin K2, dito ka pumunta ka sa buto, pumunta ka sa ngipin. Paano pag walang policeman sa gitna ng intersection? Ano mangyayari sa traffic? Kung saan-saan pumunta. And what happens to calcium? It goes all over the place where it's not needed. Very important. Calcification of the arteries. Many people have it. Calcification leads to hardening of arteries, leads to heart attacks, leads to stroke. And two solutions are presented to you. If you still get those two diseases, you did not take spirulina and psilocybin C. That's what I'm saying. So to sum up, why spirulina? Arginine, amino acid. to make sure that nitric oxide is produced and your blood vessels are opened up with this gas. Secondly, vitamin K2, which makes sure, which are both in spirulina and spirocyte C because of nattogenase, to make sure that your blood is thin, to make sure that fibrins don't accumulate within your vessels and cause blockages. Now let me tell you about cholesterol. What's all this cholesterol thing? It doesn't matter. Cholesterol, let's put it once and for all clear cut. Cholesterol is needed by your body. Your brain is 66% cholesterol. The HDL and LDL is just the direction. Here is the thing. Why is cholesterol needed? When the endothelial cells of your veins are scratched by salt or whatever, and your cholesterol runs and covers it up like a band-aid. What happens when you cover the hole? Less blood can pass through. Okay? So the key are in two things. And it's both in spirulina and spirocyte C. Keep your cholesterol flowing by making sure your blood is thin. And making sure there are no injuries to the inside of your endothelial cells so that your cholesterol will not block it. You need cholesterol. If you bring it down using statin drugs, you are going to open up for Alzheimer's disease very soon. You'll get dementia very soon because your brain is going to get dried up. Your arteries and all the cells need cholesterol. This is truly revolutionary, and I'm telling you the truth. If you want to be healthy, if you want your heart to be healthy, take spirulina, take spirocyte C.